Hello, everybody. Hopefully, you can hear me okay. Just going to do a quick tarot pull. The last reading, we did not do any tarot, so this reading we are. And I have a movie on in the background in case anybody hears that. I don't know the movie very well, but I have seen parts of it before. And it was controversial then, and even when it was made, it was controversial when I saw, and like now watching it, it's like, oh my god, this is so scandalous. I can't believe I'm watching this. But anyway, things are interesting, right? Looking at it with historical perspective. Okay. Anyway. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that made it past the censors. Well, I mean, I don't know what year this was made here. I gotta look at this. See if it says here. Hey, 1974. Oh my gosh. That was, I don't know, a minute ago. Anyway, one of the women, yeah, and he's looking at her bosoms, because they're like out there, For 1974, it's very, very Vegas-y, looking. So for that to be in the movie, like very prominently, is probably one of those things that they were like, is that necessary to have in the film? But you know, in this movie, everything is like offensive. It was like one of those things. Six of Wands, but obviously when the guy's looking at her bosoms, like that's not offensive to him. You know what I mean? So it's like the light and dark of the situation, right? And sometimes that's part of not taking ourselves too seriously, right? Because it's like, okay, well, God made you this way, so you better accept it, right? All right, Aries Emperor card. Looking like this is going in a good direction so far. I'm liking it. Okay. I just got that song, Two of Hearts by, gosh, who was that? It goes, two of hearts, one and one is two. Two of hearts, I need you, I need you. That one. The closest I could guess is Samantha Fox, but I don't think it's her. I don't know. Anyway, maybe it's like Stacy something. Was it Stacy? I'm gonna have to look that up after we're done with the reading, if I remember right. Nine of Cups. So you have the Eight of Wands there in the solar plexus, and I was just singing. So you might be feeling in the mood to express yourself creatively, right? And maybe a lot of it. Okay, and this is going to kind of make your heart happy here with this Nine of Cups. You're going to feel very good. Yeah, it has Lover's card on the bottom of the deck. You're going to be feeling good about this. Okay, so it started off with the Six of Wands, that celebratory kind of mode and energy. Yes, because why? You've earned it. Why not? Okay. And yeah, sometimes Skull card here, it's like you gotta fake it till you make it, right? It's a mindset, right? It doesn't always appear perfect to everybody else on the outside, but it's like what you're doing, and that's kind of part of this closed loop here as well. Okay, so are they calling you a fool, or they're like, oh, what are they doing? You know what I mean? Something like that. Nine of Swords. Okay, so there could be some stress on this vision. However, I feel like it might be somebody else's stress of understanding what your vision is. Where it's like they're not just like jumping on the bad bandwagon right now, but it's like, Did you ask them to, collective? I mean, he says has permit here on the bottom, so we will find out. Now, oh my gosh, Empress card. Look at that. Okay, and you already had the Emperor down here. So you have both of the energies, and maybe there's something why you're looking at this reading is because there's some kind of delay here with the Hangman. Okay. All right. See what else we have here from another deck, very similar. This one I'm shuffling right now happens to be the Modern Witch deck, okay? Which the one that you see laid out is the Rider-Waite. Modern Witch based on the Rider-Waite. Alrighty then. Ooh, Diablo. Somebody doesn't want to be celebrating, or they're missing your celebration. Feeling left out because they're wrapped up with something else. Yeah, what's that song by Dionne Warwick? Walk on by. Look at that, 9 of Swords. Yeah, it's like they don't know if they're going to see you again, and especially in that position. Because they could be like, oh, you know, they're doing so well, and, you know, they're sitting up worried about it. She's wearing like that same outfit in every scene. That's hilarious. A Chariot card here, the crab, right? And over this 8 of Wands. So, you know, the Chariot is usually a kind of, I don't know if I want to say hurried energy, but very much ready to go. Ready to take that corner, ready to, you know, do whatever needs to be done on this motorcycle here that's, you know, divinely guided, right? Okay, so it's like the worry is out of the situation, you know, for whoever this Chariot is in this 8 of Wands. Okay, and I feel like that's more you, collective, right? Where somebody else is like, well, wait a second. And they're seeing you go by on your horse, and then, you know, then they're like, oh crap, I missed my chance. I mean, I don't know how else to say it, right? Okay, Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. So collective, you know, if you're just focusing on your pentacles and stuff here, so we had this, you know, masculine and feminine energy, but maybe underlying it is, you know, this kind of Queen of Pentacles energy where you're like, you know, maybe you met this person through business. Maybe you met this person like at school when you were improving yourself, you know, when you were making your money, something of that nature, right? But what I see is that, you know, you're building this home and this wealth and this abundance, and it's giving you this, you know, 9 of Cups kind of happiness, which is like, well, yeah, who doesn't want that, right? Because that means also you're not, you know, somebody else's ups and downs aren't going to, you know, make or break your day, right? 6 of Pentacles here. So, yeah, this might be, you know, what you're going towards, right? Something very much in balance here, abundance-wise, you know. You know, maybe it's one of those things where you're moving into an apartment with somebody and you're both bringing equal share. You know what I mean? Something like that. So it's you know, being able to, you know, exercise synergy between and being able to complement each other, right? Not just one doing, you know, where the segregation of duties is so, you know, siloed that nobody ever learns anything from anybody, and then keeps in this kind of separation mindset, which that's where it started out with for them, for somebody in your past anyway. Only so that's probably where this 9 of Wands coming from, especially if you're seeing something. You might be sensitive or have visions or something, and you might be sensing that this person is upset. That's why they're upset. Okay, King of Wands. They could be a King of Wands. You could be a King of Wands here. Leo energy as well. Fire sign, Sagittarius and Aries. We also had Aries Emperor earlier. Taurus, Cappies, and Virgos with Queen of Pentacles. Knight of Wands with the Emperor. So, and then you have King of Swords on the bottom of the deck. So collective, I feel like, yeah, somebody could be coming towards you like not prepared, still like stuck in this, right? And then be kind of coming towards you with this Knight of Wands, and you're like, I prefer something that's going to be like a king of Swords, because I'm a Queen of Pentacles, or I'm a King of Swords, and I want somebody who knows how much money she has in her purse at all times. You know what I mean? That's probably the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, it's things like that, right? Where you're like, somebody else is like, oh, we're separated, but we're still living together. Or, oh, she said she'll sign the papers, but, the kids this year, and I mean, like, there's just, like, so much still going on. And it's like, that's why it's kind of coming across in this Knight of Wands, where it's not quite there yet, you know. So, it's kind of like they could have seen themselves as this King of Wands too, right? Where it was going to be cool and you're going to have fun together and all these things. And yeah, it just might not be turning out that way for them. Okay, so this King of Swords, it could be one of these things where this King of Swords is more prepared, okay, or vice versa. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily line up with this Nine of Swords. It just happens to be how the cards came out, okay. And since the Nine of Swords appeared twice, to me that is fairly significant. Anyway. So, and I know fire signs get a bad rap sometimes, but hey, man, at least you don't have the same the card that the Capricorns do, right? Capricorns are like, yeah, how come we got that raw deal? Okay. So, but you're also here already today with the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, and then you have the Six of Pentacles, and with the Nine of Cups, and the Eight of Wands, and the Emperor, and the Six of Wands, and the Empress. It's just very much like, it's just very much like, you're settled into something that you're comfortable with, okay? Even if other people don't understand it. Maybe they're more comfortable in chaos, and that's why they're dealing with this kind of situation. That's keeping them up at night, that's saying, this person wants me to do this, but I don't want to. But now because we signed paperwork, or because we live together, or because blah, 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 right? They want to be crying the blues and stuff. And it's like, well, what did you think was going to happen when you entered into that partnership, right? So again, collective, by the time they come to be knocking on your door, it's like, is the paint even dry on the mailbox? Is the ink dry on the paperwork? Have they even looked at the paperwork, right? You know how it is these days. People got to save up enough money, right, just to be able to do it, okay? Anyway. But, meanwhile, they'd be out doing other things. To each their own. You know what I mean? Again, and I'm not saying, that's not, that's the worst thing to be doing in the world, but, did I understand that fully from my viewpoint? No, but that wasn't my viewpoint. And that's kind of the point of the Fool card, right? Is that you have that belief in yourself, right? It's not, again, not dependent where you're in this Queen of Pentacles. You're not, you're not dependent on this person. Did they have a good day at work today? Or, did they meet their sales quota? Or, whatever, right? And then come to find out, like, oh, maybe, you know, maybe you shouldn't have bought an X, Y, and Z for the household if, there's not any money coming behind it, right? You know what I mean? Whereas Queen of Pentacles, she is not concerned about that because she's got things covered. And that could be part of this Chariot card here with the Eight of Wands, where it's just like, yeah, bring it on home. Like, you can't be waiting on this mess over here. In some cases, there is no time like the present. Okay, so, that being said, okay. I feel like I should pull you guys maybe some romance angels. I did do a late night love reading the other day, so if you're looking for one of those, please go check that out, okay? But these romance angels might give you a little bit more insight into your current situation. Remember, not every message is going to resonate with you, okay? So if it's not your message today, don't sweat it. It could be happening to somebody around you. You could be, more of a sympathetic, empathic type person, or just, intuitive. You know what I mean? When people say, what's wrong? And they say no, but then they sit there and, are fuming. And you're like, okay, well, obviously there's something wrong. You know what I mean? And, some people can notice that, but they don't care, right? It all depends on, too, your social battery, right, in the situation and all of these things, okay? So, don't think that there's just like one solution here. And again, that's where this is kind of getting caught up in this contract here. It just seems like a bad contract. Separation. That's interesting. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So, collective, maybe this is one of those things where you're getting the ink dry and they're going to have to watch you walk away, and you're like, yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, is somebody getting the Tammy Wynette DIVORCE? DIVORCE. Gotta sing it. Okay. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. So if this person has ever been worrying you, right, it's time to stop. And maybe that's because things are getting official. Okay. So if that's something that you've been stressed out at all, or like thinking like, oh, well, people are going to think this and blah, 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 and all that kind of stuff, you're just kind of like, you don't even care. Somebody's like, oh, I know you're actually like, well, good for you. Like, what does that have to do with me? In here and now. Okay, wedding. This situation involves marriage. Okay, so with the Chariot and the Eight of Wands. So this separation, collective, and you actually releasing your ex may have made way for the right person to be coming in. Yeah, it says true love on the bottom. This person could have a July birthday as well. Okay. This could be the one. Yeah, you've already met the romantic partner you seek. So, collective, this could be one of those things where maybe you were just with the wrong person, right? And it's like, one of these long lost love type things. Okay, again, true love on the bottom of the deck. Interesting. So, yeah, I just heard reunited and it feels so good. Okay, who sings that one? Okay. We have retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So again, this Fool card thing, this could be one of those things where somebody's like, oh, what? You can't leave me and go on vacation now. And you're like, why not? You did. You know what I mean? Like, You know what I mean? Just because it's not their activity, you know what I mean? It's just like some people, the way they talk about things, it just doesn't always make sense. Okay. And that could be one of these things where you need to retreat. I was even thinking about like the whole, kind of like the lake house culture, especially, uh, and I think they have this stuff out in California and stuff too, but, in the South, they have the beach house, right? And in other in Northeast, it's like there's a cabin, people go to, um, some people go to like a lake house, you know what I mean? And spend summer times like at a lake or something. Okay, so that's all actually healthy part of living, right? And experiences and kind of being able to get that foolhardy energy of like yeah, maybe it didn't work the last time, but you are putting the right effort into it this time. Okay, so maybe that's part of why you need to retreat because you don't need the expectations of other people weighing you down. Okay, and that could be with this Six of Pentacles too, if you in the past have been some kind of provider, right? Because that's kind of, how the figure here is. It's like, constantly giving people stuff. It's like, yeah, 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 okay. But, maybe you're just like, hey, I'm tapped out. You know what I mean? Like, what do you want me to do? Right. Again, that Nine of Swords where it's like something's not matching their vision. Okay. Yeah, look at that. Codependency. Addictions are affecting your romantic life. So, whoever this is that you're getting into the separation from, it's because, you're recognizing that what they do to you versus what you and the universe do are two separate things, right? So, and you're kind of leaving that stress behind, and you could be feeling their stress of worry, okay? Especially if they thought they were going to be able to be like the King of Wands with you, I don't usually do reversals, but I'm strongly kind of getting, and I already said this about this card, I'm strongly getting, kind of that reversal energy on this King of Wands. So it could be technically a King of Wands in reverse, but I don't want to say that's for everybody. Obviously, it might not apply to you, and you could be have a King of Wands or be that masculine energy in the upright, especially because we already had the Aries Emperor come out of here. All right. Keep an open mind. Your soulmate may differ from your usual type and expectations. Okay, so Empress. So Knight of Wands. So yeah, romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. Okay. So yeah, this keep an open mind here because with this Knight of Wands, this isn't necessarily saying like, oh, keep an open mind about the up and comer. No. That's saying that the Knight of Wands is like too familiar of something. Like for you, it's like that junior high, high school, college type, sometimes struggle love, right? And you're like, no, I have graduated beyond that. So, you know what I mean? It's like some people, when they get into relationships that don't have drama, it's like they don't know what to do. And then they create drama, right? So, this is that keep an open mind where it's like, you know, you're maybe explaining somebody, and you realize it's like they might not sound so technically exciting, right? Oh no, they don't have a motorcycle. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I'm just saying, you know what I mean, for things that kind of occur through our life, right? Um, You know, maybe this person's like, no, I don't have a motorcycle, but I like to go to car shows sometimes. You know what I mean? Like maybe we can go on a date sometime to a car show, things like that. Um, you know, and you're like, oh, okay. You know, and it's just chill. Right? Versus, oh yeah, they were trying to text me at 10 p.m. and say WYD. And like, we already know what that is. Most everybody knows what that is, right? And if you didn't know, guess what? There's the internet and all sorts of YouTube videos that can tell you why the person that texts you, you know, at 10 p.m., you know, like pretty much primarily, right, saying WYD is probably not going to be the person for you. All right, unless you're looking for that sort of thing. Okay, and then who knows what kind of karmic situation you might bestow upon yourself, right? Anyway, all right, that is all I have for this reading. So, thanks for those who already did like the video. Please remember you do not have to be a subscriber in order to like the video, but you can become one today, and that is the 100% free way to support the channel. Okay? And the messages that come back to you, right? So, until next time, please do manifest wisely. Bye bye.